Welcome back. In this video series, I'll walk you through building a simple web application using GitHub's spec-kit methodology. First, what is spec-kit? Spec-kit is an open source framework from GitHub that demonstrates specification-driven development in practice. So, what is specification-driven development? It is a software development process where the specifications are no longer just guides, but become executable artifacts that drive the build. The workflow starts with defining what needs to be built, the requirements and intent, then planning how to build it, creating detailed tasks, and finally implementing code, all structured such that the spec itself helps generate usable implementation. By using spec-kit with VS Code IDE in agent mode and GPT-5 mini large language model, I was able to generate the required documents, build static web page components, write the Python backend code, define the data model, and even produce API documentation and a quick start guide. I was also able to set up unit and integration tests so everything is covered end to end. Now, to keep this video concise, some portions are shown in fast forward. That way, you don't have to sit through the repetitive or slower parts, but you'll still see the full process from start to finish. The table shows the actual time it took for each of the spec-kit phases. In real time, it took little over 1 hour to build the application from scratch. So stick around to see how it all comes together. By the end, you'll have a clear idea of how specification-driven development works in practice using GitHub's spec-kit as the foundation. To get started, we'll first go to the GitHub repo for spec-kit, github.com/github/spec-kit. And then we'll just scroll down to the Get Started area. And then what we'll do is we copy this command. Let's copy it. Go to our local command line window, paste that in, and override it with the name of the directory we want it to create for this project. So we'll call it hello spec-kit. All right. And then you'll see it's going to create a directory called hello spec-kit. It's asking what AI assistant we want. In this case, it's Copilot. So we can just press enter. And since I'm running on a Mac, we're going to use POSIX shell, so SH. So we'll click here. And then it created the project. And now it's saying what are the next steps to do. First, establishing a constitution for the project. Then we'll specify the specifications, develop a plan, which is basically the technical underpinnings for the project, then generate the actionable tasks to be carried out, and then actually implement those tasks. Okay, with that, we'll get started. All right, to begin work, we'll first bring up our IDE. In my case, it's Visual Studio Code, and we'll navigate to the folder that spec-kit just created. And this is the folder that was just created. All right, before using spec-kit, let me just give a quick rundown of what's been placed in this folder by spec-kit. These are items that it uses to, the agent uses to build the software. So here are some custom prompts for GitHub Copilot to do the different phases of spec-kit's work. And then in .specify, these are templates that get preloaded. So for example, the constitution, which is the first thing we're going to build, is right now just a template that needs to be made project specific. Actually, before creating the constitution, we need to do one more setup. Since GitHub Copilot is our coding agent, what I want to do is specify the instructions for GitHub Copilot when it generates code. So for that, I need to create a new file called Copilot and instructions.md. Okay, and into that I'm going to copy paste a set of instructions I like GitHub Copilot to use when I'm working in a Python project. Right, so here basically I'm covering coding conventions, testing when it generates test code, and doc strings and comments. Okay, so with that in place, that should provide instructions for GitHub Copilot on when it's generating code.